Lulu, Leopold called as he burst into the room. Guess what's happened? He skidded to a halt, shifting the Aubusson rug next to the desk where Louise sat. Papa said that when the sun comes out we can play games. Can you play with me, Lulu? Her 7-year-old brother's blue eyes were round, his breathing scattered, but he grinned. The nursery maid, Mrs. Thurston, was steps behind him, her hair askew beneath her white cap, perspiration a fine sheen above her upper lip, and her reprimand ready. Prince Leopold, she began, you are not to run. Yes, I'll come with you. Louise held out her hand to her brother. The steady drum of the rain outside Windsor Castle had slowed 4 or 5 minutes before, gradually decreasing until the ticking clock outpaced the sound of raindrops. Perhaps at almost 13, Louise was too old to join in with the younger children, but children's games were preferable to German lessons. Besides, Fräulein Bauer already looked irritated, which made Louise inordinately pleased. The teacher's eyes narrowed, and the wrinkles about her face deepened, much like a prune. Leopold grasped her hand and tugged, his laughter bubbling up. Surely His Royal Highness meant after German lessons, Bauer said. Louise ignored Bauer and hurried out of the room. If there was one thing that brought Louise joy in life, it was to see Leo happy. His health was fragile, and he didn't have many good days. Running wasn't allowed, because then he could fall, and if he fell, he could get injured, and if he was injured, he could start bleeding, and never stop. Leo had been diagnosed with hemophilia after ominous bruises had formed all over his body as an infant. Mamma was so protective of him that he wasn't allowed to run or jump or ride horses. Sometimes he missed their family holidays to Balmoral or Osborne because of his health. As they hurried down the long corridor, lined with gilt-framed paintings, their footsteps muffled by the thick Axminster carpets, Louise noted the particular smell of Windsor Castle, furniture polish and flowers, old flowers, Leo had claimed once, and lavender in every room, as ordered by the Queen. Arthur! Leopold shouted. She said yes! Arthur appeared at the top of the stairs, his grin matching Leo's. At 11, Arthur was sturdy compared to Leo, but their enthusiasm was well matched this afternoon. Since Leo often suffered with nosebleeds in the middle of the night, and he didn't want to stay in the nursery with little Beatrice, Mamma had allowed him to sleep in Arthur's room. Arthur led the trio, his pace brisk and confident as they stepped into Papa's study. Their father, Prince Albert, was alone, which was excellent. Interrupting adults was never allowed, and so now there would be no waiting. Papa lifted his gaze from the papers upon his mahogany desk. His dark sideburns were threaded with some grey, and his blue eyes seemed tired, but they warmed at the sight of his children. Beyond him, a cheery fire crackled, though it did little to heat the high-ceilinged room. "Well, what is this?" Papa asked,